Welcome back to Golf Xtra. 2 years ago, Smylie Kaufman was on his way to being a household name in the golf world. He rode some incredible tournament results and a charismatic personality to golf stardom. But ultimately, his fame didn't last long. So, where did Smylie Kaufman go? And what happened to his burgeoning career? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now, let's get right into the story of what really happened to Smylie Kaufman. When he first earned his PGA Tour card in 2016, Smylie Kaufman looked like a sure bet to be golf's next big thing. He won only his second event on tour and looked great doing it. At that year's Masters tournament, he was in the final pairing on Sunday along with Jordan Spieth and was truly in contention to win at one time. He then got even more fans through a spring break trip with some other promising young golfers that was widely broadcast on social media. Many people immediately lumped him in as a great player, but that was when everything went wrong. In the next 3 seasons, his career took a nosedive. Kaufman only had 2 top 10s in 2017 and missed nearly every cut in the following 2 seasons. What happened to the young star? As Smylie now recalls in an Athletic article, "In those 3 years, I didn't do any media. I just tried to stick my nose in the dirt and tried to dig my way out of it. I wanted to stay consistent with my coaches and work my ass off. And I did. I worked my ass off." So what was the result of all that work? To find the answer, let's first take a step back. Smylie Kaufman grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, and excelled as a high school player. He was good enough to earn a scholarship to Louisiana State University, where he had a solid collegiate career. Kaufman then decided to try his hand at the professional level, qualifying for the Web.com Tour in 2015. He played well here, winning his first pro tournament at the United Leasing Championship and racking up several more good finishes. He finished out this season in a high enough position to earn his PGA Tour card for 2016, and the good times just kept on rolling. In only his second event on the PGA Tour at the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open, Kaufman stormed from 7 strokes back to win the whole event with a stunning final round of 61. This raised eyebrows around the golf world. With such a good showing so early in a young player's career, who could blame them? The win also earned Kaufman a spot in 2 upcoming major championships, the Masters and the PGA Championship. At the Masters, Kaufman stayed in contention for much of the tournament, but he really made his move on the tournament's 3rd day. His round of 69 was the best of anyone in the field and catapulted him all the way into sole possession of second place. The round gave him the chance to be interviewed at Butler Cabin and also to play in the final pairing for the closing round. However, things didn't quite go as planned. The wheels came off and he finished the round with a score of 81. This dropped him all the way down from 2nd place to 29th place, but he still had made a name for himself. Off the course, Smylie was equally visible. Immediately after the Masters, he went on a spring break trip with Spieth, Justin Thomas, and Ricky Fowler to the Bahamas. Here, they posted their exploits on Snapchat, which quickly spread throughout the golf world. This included shirtless golfing, fishing, balcony jumping shenanigans, all of which was readily consumed by the golf media. All of these hijinks even led to a Natural Light beer sponsorship for Kaufman. The man even had a burger named after him at a local Birmingham hotspot. It seemed like Kaufman had it made, but in reality, he was dealing with an injury beneath all the flash and flare. The injury to his right wrist first popped up just before that final round at the Masters and was originally diagnosed as tendinitis. It continued to get progressively worse over time until his elbow and forearms were in pain as well. Despite it all, Kaufman continued to play throughout 2016, and his play suffered as a result of the injury. Looking back, Kaufman regrets playing through the injury, saying, "I'm not using it as an excuse. I was able to play through it, but I probably shouldn't have played. Where we screwed up is we were trying to put a Band-Aid on it, not only the wrist but my game. Your body, it's like a defense mechanism, and you try to make things not happen. You do things to try and alleviate pain, and that got my timing off and hurt my consistency in driving the ball. There were times where I just kind of lost my swagger." Soon, Smylie's game was really declining. He was unable to keep his driver straight, spraying it all over the golf course. He originally thought that it was from his wrist injury, but eventually it seemed like it might be a mental issue. He tried a bunch of different fixes, first changing coaches, then hiring several different sports psychologists, and even changing caddies, but nothing helped. Eventually, he figured out that the issue might be in his head for good. Kaufman described the issues by saying, "The game gets confusing sometimes. I got away from what I knew. I did it a certain way and injuries kind of deterred me, forced me to do something different. I still wanted to be a better form of myself, and I felt like I was a good enough athlete to do anything, but you can't trick your brain. I could do it on the range, but as soon as I got on the course, I was stuck thinking about how I did it. I was stuck. I couldn't get the right feeling. It's hard to play when you're standing over the ball thinking, what shot do I have today? You're kind of effed. I fought that for a long time. Kaufman did fighting hard to stay on the PGA Tour and to remain active in professional golf. However, he struggled mightily. He was never again able to play at the same level that he had found during the 2015 and 2016 seasons. So, what had happened? Was it the wrist injury or the mental issues or something else? As it turns out, it might have just been that Kaufman caught lightning in a bottle for that short period of time and never really possessed that level of talent. It's a hard truth to realize, but ultimately, that might just be the way it is. In the end, Kaufman decided that he should just try a different route for his career, saying, I was playing bad enough to where I wanted to prove people wrong, which is the worst thing you can do, to put that kind of pressure on yourself. When you kind of fail over and over again, you just want to go be successful at something. I think that's what I told my wife at the beginning of the year, like, hey, I don't know if golf is finished for me, but I just want to see what else I can do. The game had just beat me up. I still love to play, but trying to play on tour right now, that's just so stressful. Golf is stressful. Instead, Kaufman pivoted to broadcasting. Since last year, Kaufman has been an on-course commentator for ESPN+. He decided that it was the best fit for him, considering that he didn't want to be stuck in a booth, but also wanted to use his talents for golf analysis and his general charisma to connect with those golf fans that he hadn't been able to show his great play to in the last few years. As Kaufman said, I already experienced the highest level of golf and the lowest. What else is there? Once you hit rock bottom of whatever you do, you kind of figure out who you are again as a person. I think that was a big key for me, and I think it's why I'm comfortable doing this. It's worked out great for Kaufman. He still gets to hang out with his old buddies like Thomas and Spieth during the tournaments, and also gets to still interact with the game he loves. As for playing, it doesn't seem too likely, but Kaufman isn't ruling it out. As he said in the Athletic interview, I don't have it figured out. Nope, furthest thing from it. I still would love to continue to try and play golf, and I still kind of want to see what this broadcasting stuff is all about, so I'm just kind of testing the waters. So, what happened to Smylie Kaufman? It's a combination of a hot streak causing a little too much hype, an injury, and a mental struggle with the golf ball. But it's safe to say that Kaufman has a lot of golf ahead of him one way or another. So, what do you think about Smylie Kaufman and his current career? Do you think that he's a good broadcaster? Do you think he'll ever play professional golf again? Be sure to leave us a comment with what you think down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you can watch our latest content updates as soon as they drop. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.